So today, we're playing a Berserker, and we are becoming a spicy banana dragon. As we are going to be getting a brand new skill, Spicy Banana, along with the Dragon set skill also. And pairing these together means we're going to get a turbo amount of heat, while getting some lifesteal, and adding an EGGSCALIBUR to make it all the more crazier. They're going to be inflicting a lot of debuffs. If they inflict blind, that is going to be a bit of a problem, but we can bring it back. We do have that lifesteal. We are turbo stacking our heats. Our stamina is going to be consistently full because of EGGSCALIBUR, triggering those bananas. But hey, check this run out and let me know what you think of this build. Okie dokie. We're back in the beta. Let's go and jump into some games with the Berserker and see what we can do today. So we're going to offer the skill on round 4. And we're going to see what we can do with that today. Now we are starting with the duffel bag. So I'm going to grab a frying pan. I'm going to grab some food items. Do you want to roll? Or do you want to continue to grab some food items? Now I do also want to grab a whetstone just in case we want to go for a Falcon Blade type builds. Just in case we want to craft up a hero sword, but we're going to run with this setup for now. Just pausing the video here very quickly, just to ask you to subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks. Now let's get back to the video. Increasing the speed of our garlic, our forging hammer, and our frying pan, just so we get as much damage as possible while our whetstone is targeting both our weapons. So this should be pretty good round 1. We'll have to see though. But smashing. Awesome even. Now with that, I definitely want to grab the flame badge because in one of the new skills for the Berserker, we got the dragon set, which if you have dragonscale armor, dragon boots, and dragon claws, you have a 2% lifesteal for each heat you have. So that sounds insanely powerful with the flame badge for sure. So we're going to grab that. We do want to grab the wooden sword, and I do actually want to reserve this lump of coal. I'm actually going to sell our whetstone in favor of actually grabbing this torch. I'm going to roll once more, and we're going to move on with this setup. Now we did lose a little bit of DPS taking out that whetstone, so it's going to be a little bit worse, but we did add in an extra weapon, so we should be able to deal a good bit more damage. We do have that battle rage, and so far, it's actually looking quite close, and unfortunately, we actually ended up losing, which is super unfortunate. However, that's a pair of gloves. We're on our way to getting that dragon claws. I'm actually going to sell flame in favor of actually grabbing the leather bag for now. And we're actually going to have our setup to be more like this, so we have our gloves targeting a frying pan along with our banana, so that should increase the DPS of it. However, it is going to increase the stamina quite a lot, especially if we're running a torch too. This is definitely going to eat up our stamina pretty fast. So we may actually want to change that round, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not looking too great for us. We're going to bleed in our life. And with that, actually, we did get ourselves a spicy banana, which whenever a banana triggers, we gain a heats. And that does sound pretty darn good. We also got Mana Mastery, which will give us a ton of mana, which would be fantastic for going for a magic torch type of situation. Or we got Shielded. Shields have 15% chance to block, and armor triggers 30% faster. Actually crazy good for vampiric armors, moon armors. Awesome, and it is on sale, but I'm going to go for Spicy Banana. This build is going to be bananas, for sure. I'm going to grab the garlic, I'm going to roll. That's an armor that we do need, and we definitely need this big old banana. We're actually going to sell the garlic, and we're going to be taking this penny back. That way we can actually grab another big old banana. Now I actually want to craft up magic torch, so I'm not actually going to craft up that burning torch. And we're actually going to have our setup to be more like this, so dragon claws are targeting 2 bananas. And our spicy banana is going to be in this position as well. So we should get a ton of healing from this. And we should be able to generate up a lot of heat. Which should be awesome even. We'll have to see though. So far it's not looking too bad going to begin as Pyromancer. They're also rocking a spicy banana. But we have 2 bananas. Our build is definitely more bananas than their build. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, we could literally go for EGGSCALIBUR. The most bananas EGGSCALIBUR? Hell yeah, we're going to go for that. We could also went for Dark Bloom, but come on, EGGSCALIBUR is going to be too good not to take. Now I'm going to roll, and that's a mana orb we're going to have to take. Now we could also go Pandemonium too, but we're just going to rock with this for now. And I'm going to jumble up our whole entire build. So I'll be back in a second while I sort this. Okay, we're actually going to rock with this setup. We're going to be crafting up EGGSCALIBUR. We do have our spicy banana in this position. And we did move our frying pan into a fanny pack along with a garlic. And it's looking a lot better. Now the Mana Mastery would have been pretty darn good too, because that would have generated up a lot of mana for EGGSCALIBUR to actually trigger. Because we are going to need a lot of mana generation in order to actually make this work. But so far, Can we take on this Berserker? It's not looking too bad. They do have scaling damage, so this could be problematic. He's going to be quite close. But smashing all the same. This frying pan is definitely doing a good bit of work. And now we have a better frying pan. And with that, we definitely need this mana orb. We're going to grab the garlic. We're going to roll. We're going to be taking a good old fanny pack for now too. And we're going to slot this up so we can actually make Excalibur attack a little bit faster. Now, unfortunately, we still haven't got our dragonscale armor. But we're going to have to rock on with this. Now, our opponent does have a different charm or different skill. They have bags They have bags appearing more often, 50% chance to be on sale, and items trigger 5% faster for each free slot available. So that's pretty cool. They can do some sort of craziness with that. They can fill up their inventory pretty fast. And they can make those items trigger a lot faster. However, our Excalibur is going to be dealing quite a bit of DPS right now. And it's also going to be stacking up a lot of heats. Mana is the issue though. Once we stack it up, our bananas trigger an extra time, giving us more heats. And honestly, this is going to be healing for quite a lot because we are going to use a lot of stamina. Yeah. Smash it. Now, I know that's fanfare on sale, but I'm not going to grab it. I'm going to roll. I'm going to have to sell a flame, unfortunately, to grab another fanny pack. Because I do want to craft up this dragonscale armor. So unfortunately, we're even going to take out a garlic for now. I'm going to sell flame to roll once. And that's all we're really going to do. Because the chances of rare are highest right now, I was hoping to try find an undead amulet and try to go for an amulet feasting. Because that will make our build even more consistent for sure. However, this opponent is going to have consistent scaling. With that magic staff, they have the investment opportunity, which every time they use a buff, they are going to gain 2 max health. So it just makes consistent scaling on it. Weapons like the magic staff just 10 times better. So which subclass should we go for? I'm thinking we're probably going to go Jibwood Guardian because that is going to give us a lot of mana. And it's also going to keep us in battle rage for longer. So let's go with that for now. Okay, I'm going to reserve the cheese, but I'm going to take this chili pepper for now. I do want to roll. Unfortunately, we're going to have to sell a flame in order to grab this stamina sack. We're going to have to sort our inventory out, so we'll be back in a second while we do that. Okay, and with that, our setup is going to be more like this for right now. Now, the spicy mana is a nature item, so it is fantastic with the Jibwood Guardian. Our mana orb is going to sit in this position for now. That way we can try get a mana from the very beginning, while also having our food items and our Excalibur trigger off it. Now, we are going to need a lot more food items, that's for sure, but we're going to move on. And we're going to try and make this work. Good old spicy banana Excalibur. We're going to be generating up a crazy amount of heats. Every time we use up stamina, we're going to be healing. Our Jibwood Guardian is going to provide us a lot of mana. So this overall should be fantastic. Now we do need to keep an eye out for some dragonscale boots because of that skill. That is going to generate up a lot of lifesteal per heat. And we are going to be trying to stack up as much heat as possible with our build. And so far not looking too bad, taking on Burning Banner. Smashing. Now with that, we got ourselves a phoenix. We are not going to grab, we're going to grab the cheese. We're going to roll, that's going to be another chili pepper. And we're going to want this leather armor. And we do need to keep our forging hammer, unfortunately, but we're going to sell 2 flames. We're going to sell those 2 flames to grab this leather bag. Because we're going to add in our cheese, we're going to add in our garlic. And we should be in a much better spot. And we're going to move on once again. Now this opponent is looking quite scary because they're going to have a lot of flat damage, and especially with the marksman. Their ranged weapons are going to be dealing a lot more damage. They're going to have more accuracy. However, we're going to have a ton of healing. And awesome. Ton of healing, a lot of max scaling. This is looking pretty darn good. Now the reason why I wanted to grab the flame badge is to go for this skill specifically. Every 1 second during battle rage, gain 1 heat. If you have dragonscale armor, dragonscale boots, dragon claws, you have 2% lifesteal for each heat, up to 20% lifesteal. So we're going to grab that for sure. So not only are we going to generate up a lot of heats, we're also going to get lifesteal on top of it, which does sound amazing. Now let's grab this spike collar. Let's grab this chili pepper. Let's sell this. Let's roll. And I think it's time we actually grab Mana Thirst. So let's do that. And let's move on for now. Because with more lifesteal, we want more weapons. And with Mana Thirst, we should be in a pretty good spot because it would be generating up a lot of mana. It's low cost in stamina. And with Excalibur, whenever we proc our bananas, we are going to be getting our stamina anyway. The more weapons we use, the more our spicy banana is going to heal us. So overall, it should be pretty darn good. However, our opponent does have that chain up. They are generating up a lot of empower. But as you can see, we're healing up for quite a bit. And actually, look at that heat generation. This is crazy, actually. For sure. Genuinely crazy. Stacking up that heat, making everything trigger faster. Pretty darn awesome. Now that is a dark saber if you do want to. Which will be quite interesting, though. We're not going to take it. I'm going to switch this to this side. I do actually want this, so I'm going to have to sell 2 flames. Unfortunately, so we can actually fit that in. Now, unfortunately, we are going to move our setup around to be more like this. And we're going to be taking our Dragon Claws just for this round until we craft our Minotaurs. However, this should be a much better position in overall. And we'll see how this goes for now. Our opponent is running Mana Mastery. And they're going to try go for that big one-shot build with that Mana Thirst. Especially with that guaranteed crit chance. However, they're stacking up a crazy amount of buffs. Can we actually keep up? We should get a ton of healing during that battle rage. We're stacking up a crazy amount of heats. However, is it actually going to be enough? Unfortunately, just not going to be enough. That is just straight up craziness amount of energy. With the Mana Mastery, their Mana Orbs going to be providing a lot of buffs. And especially with the Main Clover Wincon, they're going to get even more buffs once this procs. So that's looking pretty darn insane for sure. However, that's actually a set of blueberries, which we are missing in our whole setup. We're going to roll. We're going to grab extra storage. Let's roll again. And we could grab a pineapple if you do want to. I think we're going to leave it for now. Let's keep rolling because I do want to find that dragon skin boots, unfortunately. Unfortunately, until we find our dragon skin boots, we're not going to get that lifesteal, which is super unfortunate, but that's the RNG of the game. However, can we deal with this Reaper? They're going to be turbo stacking a lot of poison on us. This could be super problematic. However, during that battle rage, we should have a lot of healing. We should be able to generate up a lot of heats. We should be able to keep our Excalibur going. And awesome. Managed to bring it back. Turbo stacked a lot of life with this one cheese. This Excalibur and Minotaurs dealing quite a bit of damage. Now let's keep going for now. Let's go ahead and grab this leather bag. We could grab another banana for our spicy banana, which I think we are going to do. Now let's roll, and that is a prismatic orb. We are 100% going to have to grab. So let's go ahead and grab it. Now that is going to be 4 mana, which should be pretty darn good. Now we could also move it over into a little bit of a different position. Mainly this position would be the most fantastic. So we actually could do that. That way we get 8 mana from the very beginning, making it easier for Excalibur to actually trigger up. I'm going to sell 1 flame to continue to roll. That's another mana orb, which we're going to have to grab. And I'm actually going to continue on. Now we could grab another chili, but I'm actually going to leave it for now. And we're going to move on with this setup once again. Now we should have even more consistent scaling with Excalibur, with a prismatic orb, and that's also going to generate up a lot of buffs first, because if we're turbo stacking heat, this is going to get faster and faster. And we should be able to smash down this burning banner. Awesome. Now with that, okay, so let's go ahead and grab our mana orb for now. Let's roll. We could get some big guaranteed crits with the Draconic Orb, but I'm actually not going to grab it. And here we go. Now we're going to get lifesteal during battle rage. So at this point, I'm actually going to sell a flame. Let's add this in. And let's craft it up. And we do want to grab this leather bag. Now unfortunately, we're going to be taking out a garlic, but it is what it is. We should be in a much better position. However, we'll have to see our opponent does have the Dark Ritual, which is going to slow this one down. Which after 5 seconds inflict 20 debuffs, gain 10 Vampirism, and triggers 20% faster for each dark item. So that is a lot of debuffs on us. Decreasing our accuracy, and also slowing down all our weapons and everything else. However, with our heat, we should be able to counter quite a bit. But the problem is they are going to be removing our buffs. So if we can't get to that mana, we actually can't get Excalibur to trigger. However, I'm going to speed it back up a little bit. That fatigue set in, they're going to be dealing extra damage around that fatigue too. But can we bring it back? Actually, unfortunately, we just cannot make it there. We're down to our final life, which is going to be pretty bad. We should be in a much better spot with a dragon skin boots. Because now we've got Dragon's active, which is going to give us lifesteal per heat. Now it is only up to 20%, but still. We're going to get to that 20% pretty darn fast with our big old spicy banana and our flame badge. This should be pretty darn good. I'm going to sell our little forging hammer. Let's grab these blueberries. Let's go ahead and grab this for now. Let's roll. I'm actually going to grab this cap. I do actually want to grab this cup to crystal because then we can craft up a cap discomforts. Just reduce our opponent's healing. That should be pretty good, but we're going to move on. Actually, let's preserve the stamina sack. We're going to need that little bit of extra storage anyway. We should be in a pretty darn good spot in right now. We should be able to turbo stack our Excalibur. We should be able to generate up a lot of heat. We should be able to stack up a lot of life with that one singular cheese. However, opponent's dealing quite a bit of damage with a spike staff. However, we can bring it back. And look at our heat generation. It's looking quite insane and awesome. We managed to survive with only 1 life though, but let's go ahead and check just how much DPS we managed to get. Just about 40 DPS overall, which is not turbo insane, but we don't exactly need to stack up a crazy amount of DPS. Because as you can see, our opponent managed to deal 83 DPS, dealing 1500 damage. As for heals, we managed to heal over 1000 HP. With 180 healed, with 180 max life gained. So honestly, this is looking pretty darn good, and I think we can actually make it a lot better. So we're going to move on and see what we can do. First of all, let's craft up this cap discomforts. Let's roll. That's another mana orb, which we are definitely going to grab. I'm going to sell a flame to roll once again. Now we could grab another banana for a big old spicy banana, but I think with 3 bananas, that's all we're really going to do. I think 3 bananas is probably too much anyway. But we'll see. Can we deal with Craywood Staff, Dark Saber? They're going to be inflicting a lot of debuffs. If they inflict Blind, that is going to be a bit of a problem, but we can bring it back. We do have that lifesteal. We are turbo stacking our heats. Our stamina is going to be consistently full because of Excalibur, triggering those bananas. And every time we trigger those bananas, we're going to get more healing. And awesome, we managed to finish the fight with full HP, with over 100 heats, healing for over 1400 HP, and overhealing for 583 HP, by the way, too. But so far, this is looking genuinely quite insane. However, we could craft up another Mana Thirst, which I'm down for. But I also do want to grab the cheese. We could also craft up a second Excalibur, which would be fantastic, by the way. But let's go ahead and craft up another Mana Thirst. Let's sell a flame. Let's grab another cheese, and we're going to slot it in this position. Just increase the speed. More so. Now, actually, I'm going to reserve the stamina sack because we are going to need a little bit more storage anyway. But we're going to move on. Now, double Mana Thirst. We're going to be using up a lot more stamina, which means our spicy banana is actually going to be healing for more as well. So on top of... Wait, hold on a second. What is this? Madness. What is this madness? 4 prismatic swords? I've never seen this before. 4 prismatic... That is super crazy. I thought we had a crazy build. This is going to be quite insane. They're going to have all stacking damage. They're all going to have lifesteal. It's going to be genuinely madness. However, are we going to be able to beat this? 4 prismatic swords. To be honest, on paper, it does sound like we probably shouldn't, but it's looking like it's not even going to be close. But again, 4 prismatic swords is going to use up a crazy amount of stamina, so that is genuinely crazy. I think they probably should have kept some prismatic orbs. Around 1 prismatic sword. Maybe even having 2 prismatic swords. But to be honest, that is genuinely absurd looking build. Well, let's keep going for now. And we should get our Mana Thirst, which will be a lot better for us. Because that is going to be more stamina usage. And with 3 bananas, we should be able to keep up with it with Excalibur anyway. And it should also be more mana generation to keep consistently scaling our Excalibur. Now let's grab this. We could grab the pineapple. We don't exactly want to. However, I will actually grab more blueberries because that is going to be more consistent mana generation for us. And I do want to roll again, and I actually do want to grab this prismatic orb. Is there any way we can actually grab it right now? So we're actually going to sell this stamina sack that we literally just bought. And we're actually going to sell 2 garlics and a flame. And we are going to guarantee that we take this prismatic orb. And we're going to have to try to figure out which position that this is going to be the most ideal in. Okay, I actually think this is going to be the most ideal position. We get 8 mana, we get 2 vampirism, we get 8% increased healing efficiency, and 1 debuff inflicted. And with this, we get 10 mana, 3 vampirism, 2 holy increased healing efficiencies. So this is looking a lot better. And yeah, this is going to be a fun setup. Now, this has actually been a ton of fun. Big old spicy dragon Excalibur. Stacking up a bunch of heats, getting a lifesteal, just a certain amount of healing, max life stacking. Now, if we did have Amity Feasting, this would drive our build to be super insane because it would also increase the speed of our food items. But let's go ahead and see. Is this actually going to be good enough? Can we actually win out? Another prismatic sword type builds with triple prismatic swords. They do have dark ritual, which are going to inflict a lot of debuffs on us. They're also going to have a ton of lifesteal with that nocturnal locklifter, and especially with 3 prismatic swords. They're going to have crazy scale and damage, so this could be super problematic. However, their stamina usage is going to be quite insane, but the longer the fight goes on, the less their stamina is going to be an issue. However, we're going to be turbo stacking our heats, which means our weapons, our food items are going to be triggering super fast. We're going to be scaling per buffs with our prismatic orbs. And you see that damage already coming in. Overall, smashing. And I don't think we actually even went into Battle Rage there. Yeah, we actually never went into Battle Rage. We actually never dipped down really below a quarter of our HP, which is madness. We managed to deal just over 1000 damage. 61 DPS overall, which is pretty good. With Excalibur, Manitors dealing quite a bit of damage, and actually adding in another Manitors did provide a lot more damage. As for heals, 81 healing per second. As for opponent's healing with Nocturnal Locklifter and 3 Prismatic Swords, 46 healing per second. So overall, we did have a lot of healing, and I actually just want to check just how much our Spicy Banana is actually healing. Not them start amounts, adding quite a lot to our whole setup right now. However, even though we heal for this much, we're going to check over heals as well. 45 healing per second over heals as well. And then on top of it, we managed to gain 370 life. But let's go ahead and check good old stamina usage. We're using about 2.4 stamina per second because we generate up so much heats. With 3 bananas in, we should consistently have our stamina going with Excalibur. So we should be able to hit with all our weapons, even though we're increasing speed like crazy. And honestly, hitting the flame badge with this whole setup was also kind of crazy, because it allowed us to get those chilies that we could turbo stack heats with Excalibur on top of it. Really, really bring this build to life. But overall, a super spicy, fun dragon run. And we've seen a lot of prismatic swords, that's for sure. But I'm going to leave it here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to keep a lookout for the next one. See you next time.